Hi everyone, welcome back to Kim's Keto Kitchen, where I make delicious keto recipes that you can make easily in your own kitchen. So today we're going to make a dish that will be easily transportable, meaning you could take it to work, or if you're leaving the house at any point, it can easily be carried in your hand. It's called an herb ricotta broccoli parmesan cup. And I found it on Tasty on the internet. And it sounded delicious, so I thought I'd give it a try. Now, I've never done this before, so this is going to be new to both you and I, so let's get through this one together. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do the hot ingredients first because it needs to cool down. So here I have about a small onion. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of oil and about a pound of pork sausage. In this case, it's the Jimmy Dean brand pork sausage. Now, I want to talk about the onion for a minute because a lot of people who are strict keto, which I was when I first started the diet, I was fairly strict keto. But now that I'm in the maintenance phase, I try to, I love onion. But onion can be carby for most people who are starting out. So I suggest if you're just starting out to either omit the onion or use about, a tablespoon or two. Now remember, this is going to fill, you don't know this, but it's going to fill 12 cups. So there's not going to be that much onion in each serving. So what I'm using here is something that is all over YouTube now. It's a meat scrambler. It's the best thing I've ever purchased for scrambling meat. In the past, I used my good old potato masher, but this thing has been a game changer for me. It's just absolutely awesome. It really chops it down into small pieces, which is what you're looking for because you're making some small cups. So, I started thinking, you could probably use this for an appetizer too. You could easily do it for, a dinner party, or if you're having a holiday at your house, it would be a great appetizer to serve to your guests. And you'll see just how yummy it is when it's all put together. Now, this is cooked up just a little bit where I want it to be right now. So I'm going to add a few spices to go along with it. I'm going to use some pink Himalayan salt, about maybe a teaspoon or so. Some pepper. And these are my basic things that I use, spices that I put in almost every dish. Some granulated onion powder and some granulated garlic powder. And that's basically the gist of most of my seasoning for most of my dishes. Now, the reason why I'm cooking this meat up first is because it needs to be cooled when it is put into the ricotta mixture, which comes next. That's going to be our next venture. So this is looking pretty close to where I want it to be. So I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to let it cool, and then we'll come back and we'll start the ricotta mixture. Hi everyone, welcome back. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make the ricotta mixture. Now think of this as like a filling for lasagna. So here are your ingredients that you'll need. 1 egg, a cup of Parmesan, grated Parmesan cheese, a 15-ounce container of ricotta cheese, parsley, probably about a handful of parsley. Now you can use fresh parsley. I couldn't find it in my store this week, only cilantro. Minced garlic, a tablespoon, and about a teaspoon of salt. Okay, so first we're going to start with the ricotta mixture. So I don't want to lose my egg. Okay. So this is 16 ounce. I think sometimes you can find them 16 ounce. This one happens to be 15. It's the Stop and Shop store brand. I usually do. Again, I'm on maintenance and I really kind of can call it lazy keto. I don't really follow it to a T. I don't always look at all the macros. every time I buy either, any kind of cheese. Here's the next thing is a grated Parmesan cheese, a cup. Let's put about a handful of dried parsley. If it was, and I always squeeze it to release its flavor. And if you use regular parsley, you'd need less, probably about a tablespoon and a half. Here is some garlic, about a teaspoon of garlic. I'll just use one of my spoons. They always say 1 spoonful is about 1 clove of garlic, so that's all we need. Okay, an egg, looking just like a lasagna filling, isn't it? And about a teaspoon of salt. I think I'll put a little pepper in there too. The recipe doesn't call for it, but let's do it. And maybe I will put a little bit of onion powder because it already has garlic, real garlic clove in it. I'm going to put a little onion powder in there too, so we have a little onion taste. All right, so now I'm going to break up that egg and get this moving. So I'm really looking forward to bringing some yummy keto recipes to you guys. I'm hoping that some of you can give me some ideas down below of what you would like me to make, or something that you've made that you're particularly proud of and would like to share. I have some friends who are also doing the keto lifestyle and would love to join me in sharing some of their recipes. So that's coming down the line here, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. And I hope to have a recipe at least once a week, and then I'd like to grow it from there. In fact, please remember to subscribe and to like. And also there's a notification bell down there. If you hit that, that would be really awesome, because that would let you know, or it would notify you whenever a new one of my recipes come out. Okay, so here is the filling. Just like a filling in lasagna, okay? Now I'm waiting for that meat to cool, and while I'm doing that, I am going to do the cups that are actually going to be the crust for our dish. So let me clear the decks here. I'll let this cool. I want to take this meat off the stove so that it can, this is real life here, can cool off, and we can add it to the ricotta mixture. Now, I don't know if I told you this or not, but I found this recipe on Tasty, and I kind of modified it. It looks so yummy, and I will link it below. You could do this so many ways. I mean, you could do a red sauce with this, and with the ricotta and this. You could use hamburger. You don't have to use sausage, or you could use hamburger and sausage. I think they do that in one of the recipes they show. And you could even use chicken. Cut up bite size as small as you can chicken, fry it up, throw some pesto on it, and Bob's your uncle. So, all right, so let's, oh, I forgot to add the most delicious ingredient of all, basil. You want to get in there close and watch that basil fall. I just love to see that on video when they fall on. And then I'll mix that in. We'll have some fresh herbs, hence this is an herb cup. So we have parsley and basil as our main herbs. And there they are. And let's leave a little bit to the side here so we can sprinkle the tops of the cups when we're finished. Okay, so now, let me move this. We are going to create this broccoli crust that we're going to put on the bottom. Okay, and what we're going to do is, I don't know, I gotta stop. Time to make the crust for our dish. So I have about a cup of broccoli in here. I washed it, cut it into small pieces. It's still raw. And I'm going to put a cup of parm, an egg, and it calls for a teaspoon or a clove of garlic, But I'm just gonna, because there's garlic already in the ricotta filling, I'm just gonna put some garlic powder. Salt, about half a teaspoon, because even less, because an eighth of a teaspoon, because that parm is pretty salty. And pepper. And the recipe says that it needs to be processed for about 2 minutes. So I'm gonna get this started so I don't break your eardrums, and I'll come back when it's all processed. Hi everybody, I'm back. And boy, let me tell you, this took a little bit longer, and let me give you some tips. You probably do need a food processor because it really does take some time to grind that raw broccoli down. In fact, I had to go back and cut some of the florets into probably about 1-inch size pieces until it connected. I added about 2 tablespoons of avocado oil too to make it come together. It was just a little too dry for me. So now, as you can see, it's really a spreadable consistency. It's exactly the way I want it to be, okay? So let me take the blade out so we have some room here. Oops. Let me use my spoon to do that. I do have impeccably clean hands. They've been washed. So, what we're gonna do is take, it should fill 12 of these cups, and I've sprayed them liberally with coconut oil. So the recipe calls for a tablespoon in each of the cups. So I'm gonna put the tablespoon in each cup, and then I'll show you what to do with each one. It smells really good. It smells very verdant, whatever the word is, green, you know, from the broccoli, and it's all raw, so it's delicious. I've set my oven to 375, and once these cups are formed, it's going to be in the oven for about a half hour, and then it needs time to cool. There you go. And before you put the filling in, the ricotta filling in. So let me show you how I'm going to do this. I'm going to use my spoon first, and I'm going to push it along the sides because, again, we're trying to make cups. And then I'm going to use my fingertips that are clean and try to evenly distribute so that you have a nice crust for our filling for each one. So just to give you a little background on me, you can keep focusing on this for now because I don't need to have the camera on me right now.
Wow. Okay. Spicy too.
After 30 years, I retired from teaching. A job which I truly loved every minute of and truly found such great joy in. But after 30 years, I felt it was time for me to move on. I talked about my oldest daughter, Katie, who got married in 2018. Well, last May...
2017 she got married.
Oh, 17, sorry. She had a little baby boy, Jax. And so that was the impetus for me to retire. It gave me solace in knowing that I had something to look forward to every day. In fact, he comes over twice a week and I watch him while his mommy and daddy go to work. And it's been such a joy, such a joy. I have 2 girls, so this gives me the opportunity to experience a little baby boy for the first time. And boy, he is just a doll. He reminds me of my daughters, just very sweet, sweet baby, easy baby, and enjoying every minute of it. But I do miss my calling, my teaching. There's nothing quite like it. And I think that teachers get a bad rap a lot of times, just like policemen and firemen and, you know, people who help in the community. We put so many long hours in, and there's so many great, great teachers out there. I worked in the Northeast and in the same school district for my whole 30 years. And I I made so many great friends and contacts with not only people I work with, but parents of children that I've had. In fact, I have children that I still see in town because I worked in the town I live in for most of my career. And I go into coffee shops and restaurants, and their little sweet 3rd and 5th grade faces staring at me and remembering, it just all comes back to me. It's just been such a joy. So now I'm going with my second love, which is cooking. And that's why I'm on this new venture now. And I hope you come along with me on this venture, because it's one that I've been looking forward to for a long, long time. I just love being in the kitchen. I find it very comforting. My mother, who's still living, she's 84 now. She'll be 85 in April. She was the best person to watch in the kitchen. Still is. And so she's been a great inspiration to me. So there we go. I think I've gotten the cups to where I want them. I'm going to wash my hands first because I don't want to get it all over the place because there is garlic involved. And I'm going to place this in the oven for 30 minutes. It's a 375 preheated oven for 30 minutes. 1, 2, 3. Oops. There we go. Okay, so now while we're still here, let's put this filling together. And all that is really is very easy. You're going to put your meat, whether it be hamburger or sausage or a combination of both. Now I didn't drain this because I didn't find it was that greasy. But if you find that you want to drain it, if the fat bothers you, then by all means drain that off. And mix that together. Yes, I'm so blessed to have my daughter Kyla with me today, and the other day I'm hoping to get a stand so eventually I don't have to have this poor child get up early in the morning and before she goes to work and film her mama cooking. So I'm hoping that I can get myself a stand soon enough, or a camera stand. I'm just using my phone right now. So there you go. It's all incorporated. I'm going to put that to the side, and I'm going to wait the 30 minutes for that to be done, and then we'll come back and fill the cups and have a taste test. Hey, welcome back. So now I've gotten a little ahead of myself, but the cups came out of the oven. They were brown around the edges, cooled them off, and put the filling in. I do have some filling left, so yay me, I can make myself a little something with this. I'll put it in the freezer. So the reason why I did put this back in the oven for like 5 minutes, because it did have some egg in the ricotta filling. So we wanted to cook that off. So what I'm gonna do is top these. Well, let me take one out first. Oh, it's not gonna cooperate with me because they are still warm, but you'll get the gist. Ooh, it's steaming. Look at that. So now I'm going to just take it over the top and put some, I found these really cute cherry tomatoes this week. Put some cherry tomatoes and top it with a little fresh parsley. And there you have it. Once they cool, they'd be easily brought wherever you wanted to go. Put it in a napkin or in a baggie and off you go. Or a reusable baggie would probably be better. So what I want to do now is just take a taste. So, oh, it looks nice and creamy and crusty on the bottom. Let's see. Let's give that a taste. Look at that. It's a whole meal in itself right there. Let's try it. Oh, that is delicious. Oh, I absolutely love it. Absolutely delicious. All kinds of flavors. Let me get one with I should have taken with a tomato, piece of tomato. I wonder how that goes. And a little bit of, oh, where'd my tomato go? Do I have it? Oh no, I'll take this one just in case. Nope, there it is. Okay. Tomato does it. The tomato is a fresh, cool taste with that warm, delicious, creamy. That could be a meal. That could definitely be a meal. I hope you try it. I've enjoyed being with you today. And all I have to say is thanks for coming in to Kim's Keto Kitchen. See you next time.